Am I supposed to look at the camera or not?
You can kind of like go back and forth.
Well, either way.
Welcome to the Girls Who Waited, the Geek Girl YouTube show, all about Doctor Who and more. Today, Angela and I are here with the fantastic Janine Spendlove
at Con Carolinas in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yay! So, Miss Janine, would you like to tell us what it is that you write?
Books.
Yay! On paper.
Actually, no, I don't write them on paper. I write them on my computer. And sometimes they're on paper. But did you actually want me to talk about my books?
Yes, I would love for you to talk about
books. Right, okay.
Because I like your books. And I want to plug your books first.
Well, I like you.
Cool.
And you.
Yay!
But you more. Because you read my books first.
That's true.
But I'm just messing with you.
But you didn't say
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. So, yeah, poor Lil here had to read my books in their initial draft form. And they're so much better because of her. Because she was like, this part all sucks. You should fix it. And anyway, so my books. They're called War of the Seasons. It's a trilogy, and it's all about a girl named Story from our world, who actually, not far from Charlotte, in the Waynesville, North Carolina area, which is near Asheville, falls into another world. She's out splunking with her buddy Josh, falls into another world called Eleonora. And there are trolls and elves and dwarves and really nasty fairies that try to kill her a lot. And she goes on a quest to save a dying race. And adventure abounds, and fun things happen, and she finds love. Aww. So yes, there is some heart to the story, and the book ends, and the second book is basically all the repercussions and the consequences of what she did in the first book, because there are always consequences for our actions. And then the third book is the you know what, it's the last volume. It culminates in a big giant war, because it quite literally is a war of the seasons. They have corporeal form in my books. So you can read the first one for free on Wattpad, actually, WATTPAD, and as of the recording of this, it's the featured book there. I don't know if it still will be when you guys check it out, but if you just look for Janine K. Spendlove or Janine Spendlove on Wattpad, or just type in War of the Seasons on Wattpad, it's there. And it's currently number, I have to look, but as of last night, it was number 73 in all of fantasy on Wattpad. So, and like number 400 and something for romance. I didn't realize it fell in the romance category, but apparently it does, and that's fine. There's definitely romance in it. So,
but if you like sci-fi, well, not sci-fi. It's just like she said last day. If you like fantasy, it's a really fantastic series.
But I write sci-fi too.
Yes, and you have a successful Kickstarter for Athena's Daughters. Now, is that sci-fi fantasy or? It's
any speculative fiction, so horror, science fiction, fantasy, it's all in there. Athena's Daughters was kind of mine and Maggie Allen's baby. It's all women anthology of stories about women written by women. It was the most successful prose anthology ever on Kickstarter, $44,000. It funded a second anthology called Apollo's Daughters, so it's all dudes writing about women. And then we're actually running a Kickstarter for Athena's Daughters 2 this fall, and right now Athena's Daughters 2, Volume 2 is open for submission. So any ladies out there, go to silenceinthelibrarypublishing.com. And yes,
today, didn't
and
it?
it opened today, and we're already getting submissions. So go read the submission requirements and send in your story. It's just got to be speculative fiction. So again, that was silenceinthelibrarypublishing.com, and yes, it is a Doctor Who reference.
Yes. So speaking of Doctor Who, obviously the publishing company you work with has that connection. So tell us what it is about Doctor Who that you like, and kind of what got you started in the Doctor Who fandom.
So I was on a 16-hour flight to South Africa. On my way we were adopting our first daughter, my husband and I, and we were on the plane and flipping through different things to watch, and it was somewhere along the 10th hour, and I saw this Doctor Who episode was on there, and I was like, my gosh, my friends won't shut up about this show called Doctor Who. And it wasn't, like, it hadn't exploded yet, but I had a couple friends who were just really into it, and I didn't get it, and I didn't understand why, and I thought that it was just like this really old show with probably really cheesy, special effects. So, but I looked at it and it looked kind of new. So I clicked on it and I watched it. And it was the Agatha Christie episode.
Oh, that's
Yay.
a fantastic episode.
So my husband watched it as well, and we were just going, there's a giant wasp, there's Agatha Christie, there's this really shouty redheaded woman who's fabulous, and some really ADD guy with like hair and
Sticky
glasses.
uppy hair.
And like we didn't know. We really enjoyed the episode. So when I came back, you know, I mentioned it to one of my friends, and she like freaked out. She was like, "You gotta start with season 1, and you gotta watch 9." And I was like, I don't know what any of that means, but okay. So we sat and we watched the first episode, and we finished it, and we went, that was really weird. So we watched the second episode, and I was like, oh, okay, less weird. And then, you know, by like the third episode, it was like we were mainlining it, going, shut up, no one talk, we're watching Doctor Who. And so we started right as 10 was going into his last season. So Rose was gone by then, and he just finished traveling with Donna. So we watched it. I fell in love with Martha Jones. She was my favorite companion until Donna. And what do I like about Doctor Who? What I like about Doctor Who is the diverse amount of stories and the diverse cast and characters, and just it, like, everybody's included, everybody's a part of it. And you know, he has a screwdriver and not a gun, and that he fixes things. And this is coming from a girl who's a United States Marine. Like, I don't know, I just really like that everybody's important, that the most important person in the universe was Donna Noble, who is just a regular person.
I cried during that episode. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't take this, I love Donna.
I think I cried pretty much every episode that Donna was in. Like, I
have a really horrible thing about crying during Doctor Who episodes. I'll be sitting on the sofa watching an episode, and I'm start tearing up. My dad's like, "What is wrong with you?"
They're just beautiful, and I really, really liked Martha Jones.
Yeah.
And it's not that. And our daughter, who we adopted from Mozambique, she was 11 when we adopted her, and Doctor Who was something we did as a family. We watched it together as a family. We got into the It was really the first thing we did together as a family, was get into the fandom and watch the show. And she, of course, loves Martha Jones. She's got the red jacket. She
looks awesome when she
cosplays
dresses
as
as Martha
yeah,
Jones. Really
she
awesome.
dresses as her. And so anyway, that's why I love Doctor Who. And I'm wearing a Doctor Who shirt.
With the Beatles.
With the Beatles, of course.
or the Beatles.
On Abbey Road,
Yeah.
yes. So, anyway, that's it.
Now, have you watched any Classic Who? Have you gotten into Classic Who yet? Oh, look at that face.
So, my husband was knitting a 4th Doctor scarf, and he made me watch. Yes, he was knitting it, by the way, not me. He's fantastic. I know how to knit as well, but I told him if he wanted the scarf, he needed to knit it. So, he taught himself how to knit, and he knit that 30-foot scarf, and he loves it. Anyway, so I thought, okay, maybe we should watch an episode. And we sat down to watch it, and I swear to you, there were monsters made out of bubble wrap, and I just... It's the same reason I can't watch the original series of Star Trek. I'm sure it's fantastic, but I just can't get past the cheesy side of it. I just can't. It's like why I can't watch original Buck Rogers. Or Battlestar Galactica, or, you know, I really do try. I just can't do it. So,
Yeah, it can be
but
kind of tricky.
I read a lot of original Trek novels. So I probably, if there are any
Read the
Doctor
books.
The Target novels.
Most of the Target novels are based off of the episodes. They're just episode books.
Okay, well, see, then you know what? I'll go ahead and pick
Dealer's
some of
room
those.
downstairs.
Okay, I'll pick some of those up because I'm sure those I'll love.
And fine.
Okay.
Camera died, so
Camera
thank you
died.
for staying with us through that. But thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode. We really appreciate Janine coming out here and talking to us about her books, which, remember, War of the Seasons, which you can find for Kindle. You can find it on Wattpad. There's many places you can find it. Check that out. Silence in the Library Publishing. You can find us at
The Girls Who Waited YouTube channel. So just type in that name or go to Facebook and type in The Girls Who Waited and you'll find our Facebook page. We are pretty much everywhere. So if you see us at the con, say hi. We've had a couple people this weekend, or at least come up to me. I don't know if anyone's come up to you. And say hi to us because they've seen the show. So
That's
thank
awesome.
you guys for watching.
So thank you, Janine, for
Thank
coming
you,
by.
Janine.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me. And again, go check out Athena's Daughters 2 if you want to submit a story. If you don't want to submit a story, like I said, the Kickstarter will be going in the fall, so definitely go support that. And my long arm is getting kind of tired, so...
Bye!